Okay, I just did like 45 minutes and it wasn't even on the camera. I told you I wasn't tech savvy. So, now check this out. Okay, now, you are your atomic self. Now, I keep saying that, okay, wait, I'm going to do this while I'm doing this. All right. Now, you are your atomic self. Now, I keep saying that you're going to pass through to your celestial being, and that you're not your celestial being, you're your atomic self. Now, what I mean pass through, your awareness is within your atomic self. Now, also, let me say this really fast. Now, this is super cutting edge, you know. I mean, like I could say something right now, and then in 2 minutes, like, oh man, you know, because it's like I figured something else out. Like I figure stuff out so fast that sometimes stuff changes really fast, but it's at the speed of well, not the speed of light. There's like no such thing as a speed of light. It's kind of like, well, I'll get to that, but I mean, right now we're talking about something different. But anyways, so I apologize if I messed up and I wasn't quite that, you know, I said something that might be different in a second. So, but anyways, but now you're your atomic self. Now, what I mean by go through to your celestial self is, like I was talking about the blind spot. Now, well, maybe I wasn't yet, but anyways, so you have your blind spot. You know that blind spot that when you look at a piece of paper and there's two X's on it, and then if you move the paper, you can't see. Like the one X disappears or whatever. That's your blind spot. Like, but what do you say? Oh, Kathy, you don't have an eye. But I don't have an eye. How can I see it? But yeah, well, I'm just saying that's the only, that you don't have an eye. You're right. You have a magnetic, or I mean, you have an energy field. And now magnetism is what your energy field is made of. Now your string theory is what everything in your life is string theory, and that's hate, anti-hate, ball, anti-ball, towel, anti-towel, you know, flower, anti-flower, everything, you know, is string theory, and it's based on a system of hate, anti-hate, and everything that's antimatter is string theory, and the antimatter is the stuff that is not in your life, and the matter is stuff that is in your life. And the word matter, don't let that confuse you. It's not matter like stuff you can touch, matter. I don't know what scientists use matter. They think that is something that has mass. It's not. It doesn't have mass. Nothing has mass. There's no such thing as mass. Mass is something that you do when you're at church. You go to mass, but that's about it. So anyway, but now, okay, so now you get we got the energy field, okay, so, and then the Tesla is, I mean, the string theory comes in, and everything in your life, you decide, okay, there's no such thing as aging, because there's no such thing as time, because string theory proves that, because you know, you can't have time, because, you know, if you had time, then you could never get rid of anything. And if you get raped, you know, you can't bring that with you to your celestial self. So what happens is the experience of rape, you anti-love, and it goes with your mugger, and your mugger gets to deal with that because it's his experience, not yours. You choose to love it, and he chooses to hate it. I mean, to anti-hate it, you know, because he doesn't love anything. You know what I mean? He anti-hates it, which means that, you know, he doesn't hate it, because people that hate stuff, they don't love anything. They just anti-hate it, which means that they don't hate it, because, you know, I mean, if they anti-hate it, that means they love it. You know what I mean? So they get to do it that way. You know what I mean? Because they get to hate. You either have hate in your life or you have love in your life. If you are a hater, then you anti-hate everything that you love. And if you're a lover, then you anti-love everything that you hate. So that way, you know, you're good, and you get to go to your celestial. Now, what passes through your blind spot, which is your black hole, actually, in space, it's a black hole. That's the other side of your blind spot. But that's why it's the only place that you can see. So when you look through, you know, when you're looking at that piece of paper and the X disappears, that you're actually seeing. That's the only spot that you actually can see. Actually, you do have sight, vision, everything. It's there. And you're looking into space. Space looks like nothing. That's what space really, truly, honestly looks like. Nothing. So when you're seeing that piece of paper, you have to think about this. Now, this is tricky. It's really tricky. Because when you move the paper and the X disappears, Hello, so does the paper. Because if the X is not there, neither is the paper or anything behind it. Duh. It's not just like, if the X disappears, how could the paper still be there? It's not like just the X disappeared. I mean, duh. So you're seeing something, but what you're seeing is nothing. So nothing is what you're seeing. Space. You are actually, literally, truly, honestly seeing space. It's invisible. It looks like nothing. People think it's dark, but it's actually super bright. It's light because you are illuminating light. There is no such thing as darkness. It's all just light. That's what space looks like. Space looks like that. If you ever want to look into space, get a piece of paper, put an X on one side and an X on the other side, and move the paper across. And when the X disappears, you're looking into space. That's what space looks like. All right? So that's your thing. Now that proves that string theory is real and that time doesn't exist, and that you are looking through your black hole. What you're looking at is you're looking out your black hole in space. Okay? So now, what I mean by you pass through, your awareness goes through the black hole into your celestial being, because your celestial self, I don't say being, it's self. Your celestial self doesn't have awareness. It only has consciousness. It has consciousness. And since you are one, actually, your celestial being self and your atomic self, you are one, but you have the awareness, and it has consciousness. It's conscious, but it's not aware. It's just conscious. And its awareness is within your atomic self. So you're aware, but you're aware of the lamp, the bed, everything around you. You're not aware of, you're not aware that you are your energy field. That's magnetism is your energy field. Your energy field is the shape of you, and it's that magnetism is what that is. It pushes out, and space itself pushes in. Now that energy field is it's kind of like layers, but it's an energy field. Space is there, and then that energy field is there. But now that's your celestial energy field. What's within that is your experience. And then what's in that is your atomic self. And then all within your experience is a bunch of things. Now, what gravity is gravity keeps your atomic self from touching your atomic self and your experience and your atomic self. It keeps your celestial self, your experience, and your atomic self from mushing out. It keeps them that bond, like gravity, okay, magnetism pushes in and pushes out, but gravity determines the actual, it's the dimensional thing. That's where the dimensions come in. Gravity is a multi-dimensional theory, of magnetism. It's a multi-dimensional figure. It's a multi-dimensional theory of magnetism. What it means is that your celestial self, and then your experience, and then your atomic self will never leak. Your atomic self will never leak through your experience into your celestial self, and your experience will never leak through your celestial self into space itself. You know what I mean? You'll never have a breach of your experience will never leak through you, through into your it'll never poke through your energy field. It won't do that. The lamp will never breach through into your energy field. If it does, you won't be. The fact To be. Einstein should have said that. You know what I mean? Did he say that? I forget. Oh, and you guess what else? Okay, you know how they say to be? Well, there's also, or no, you know how they say to be or not to be? Well, there's to be. And that's, you know, like when they, who should have said that? Who should have said that scientist that invented string theory, or who discovered string theory, should have said to be, or not to be. Because that's what string theory is. String theory is to be, or not to be. That's antimatter. You know, it's to be, or not to be. Not to be means you could to be. It's possible. You know, it's like you're gonna to be, but you know what I mean? It's like it's not, but you're not. You know, you're not to be. You're just not to be. You're, you know what I mean? That way you don't take a chance on not going to your celestial self. Your awareness, you will not be aware of being mugged. So you can go to your celestial self. You're not aware of hate because you anti-love. So you're not even aware of hate. So you can go to your celestial self because you can't bring stuff. You can't even be aware. Your awareness must be washed clean of all of the yucky things in life, because you can't bring that stuff to the light. You know? Wait, hang on. Whatever. You know? But now, when, and that proves that there's no such thing as aging. So, hey, you girls out there. Oh, yeah. No more wrinkles. No more, sagging boobies. No more nuh-uh. So just know that, you don't have to go through that shit no more. Because you know why? There's no such thing as time. You know who did that? I know, I'm sorry to say, but I don't know how much you believe or what you think or know, but you live eternally. You just do. I mean, an energy field can't like pass away and forever. You know what I mean? It just can't. It can't. It just doesn't. It's going to be there forever because it has a life force. Your life force is within it. So if all you scientists out there that want to be cutting edge, like the end of figure out everything, because the theory of everything is, I mean, I can pretty much break down a lot of stuff, but all those, right now I'm trying to find out, my cutting edge, like the edge of where I'm trying to figure out where those boxes fit, where those guys that are coming up with that geometrical stuff, or all those triangle things that go together, that theory right there, I understand the theory, but it's not the theory of everything, because there's no such thing really as the theory of everything. What it is all of the theories have a place and they go somewhere, like pretty much, like string theory isn't the theory of everything, but it is a theory, and it's the theory it's the theory of electricity, actually, is what it is. And it's the theory of decision making and things that are in your life, and whether or not you I explained it to you. And the theory of magnetism is basically, Einstein all the way. I mean, he just whipped that, and the theory of magnetism is Einstein's. He discovered that, period. And the guy that with string theory, he discovered electricity. I mean, Tesla discovered the fact that he discovered a lot about it, but I would say with string theory, he really discovered electricity. You know what I'm saying? He really had it down pat, and really got it. I mean, like something that made more sense than just light bulbs. I mean, honestly, I mean, with Tesla, he put it to more like practical use, as far as lighting up. Actually, what light bulbs do is they actually, you know what electricity actually does with light bulbs? It makes it dark in here. It makes it so dark that you can't even see. You can't even see anything. You can't see space. It makes it dark. Light bulb, artificial light, makes it so dark that you can't see anything. It makes it so you can't see. If we turned off all of PG&E and just shut it down, it would be so beautiful. It would be so bright and beautiful that you could see everything. You would be able to see the absolute most beautiful things in the world. Everything would be illuminated with sparkly and just fluorescent, beautiful colors. Oh my God, it would be gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And all of Hitler's dreams would go away. Do you know what Hitler's plan was? My grandmother had the unfortunate dumb luck to have the ascent or the bum end of his because she anyway. But I know a lot about the truth, the honest to God, my grandfather, and stuff about his real honest to God. This is the truth. I'm not even kidding. His plan, his real honest to God plan, and I'm not lying, was to kill all human beings, make clones, and just have the clones because he believed that the clones were soulless, and that he would force God, to come and to because to force God come and say, excuse me, no people are coming to the pearly gates, and you're the only one left. So I guess I don't want to be alone. So I guess you're just gonna have to come kick it with me, even though you're a piece of work. Yeah, come on. That was his plan, honestly. He thought he was better than God and that he would force God to put him in heaven and he could still be a complete loser and he could still go to heaven because there would be no one left and God didn't want to be alone. What a loser. Anyway, so yeah, but he did a lot of things. He put his life's work into it to make himself go to heaven anyways and still kill everyone. But yeah, that was his great idea. And he also thought that by making clones that he would be able to fool God into believing they were human beings. And they would take him to heaven anyways with him, and that God would be fooled into believing that some of those were, that if he couldn't go to heaven, that he would fool, even if he didn't get to go to heaven, that he would fool him into believing that they had souls. God, they're not even a human being, and you got a bunch of losers up there, they ain't even human beings, they only have souls. So I still got you, even though you didn't take me, even though, you did, because you could have had a human being up there. You know what I mean? Even though I'm a loser, I still tricked you. So he had two plans. One or the other was going to get God. Either he'd have to be alone, he would have to take him, or be alone, or he would get fooled in, or tricked into taking a clone. He could do that, or be alone, or he'd have to raise the dead. And, because he would say that Jesus was the only one that gets raised from the dead, and he was going to have to make him a liar and raise other people from the dead, besides Jesus, So one way or another, he was going to screw God. That's what his plan was. Come on. So anyways, that's his plan. But, the way that he did it was he told people that you were born, you age, and then you die. And he had so convinced, and he was burning them all before, while they were convinced that they were born, they aged, and they died. And he had all the people in the science and all the evidence to prove it, and they all believed it. And so but now if you were convinced of that, theoretically and scientifically, the way things work, according to, magnetism and according, because your emotions are magnetism, are electricity, static, and we'll talk about static later, but and vibration and a couple other things. That is your emotions. They're external. They're not within your awareness. Your awareness is that's you, but in your energy field. But they're external, because that's what the proton, neuron, and electron, create are using externally to create your energy field and what you want in your life, and there's other things we'll discuss later, but that's that's external, right? Now your motion is internal for your celestial being or self. Don't let me say being. Is internal for your celestial self, because it's a black hole and it's all internal, and that's where the motion lies, because space itself doesn't have the same motion as the black hole. The motion within a black hole is its own motion, and the space is motion, and gravity, all those different types of motion, the theory of gravity, erase E equals mc square. It's not quite what you're it's not quite right, because there's no such thing as a speed of light. It's not a set number. The light doesn't travel like you think it does. It's going the other way. Light comes out of you. It doesn't come from the sun at all. The sun is actually cold and not hot. Flames aren't hot, they're cold. So there is no such thing as heat. Heat doesn't exist at all. There's no such thing as heat. It just doesn't exist. Everything is cold. So when you measure heat, you're measuring cold. Temperature, you know, like 80 degrees is not hot. It's 80 degrees cold. You know what I mean? So whatever. But anyway, so Tesla, string theory proves there's no such thing as time. It's just impossible. It doesn't exist. And gravity is magnetism all the way. That's what it is, actually. So that motion can exist. Without gravity, you couldn't have motion. Motion is enabled by gravity, because without gravity keeping motion has to be able to, things that move have to be able to move at different speeds. Now the speed of light is a I don't know why that even, like, I don't know what that's for. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. It's just a nothing. It's not a thing. Speed of light isn't a thing. But things when things move, you know, when your atomic self moves, or space moves, or a black hole, or the motion of a black hole, the motion of your atomic self, the motion of your celestial self, the motion of space, the motion of a lamp, the motion of whatever it is. Those motions have to be enabled within existence, in relevance of each other. And gravity enables them, those things to happen. You know what I mean? Without causing any kind of conflict, you know, or any kind of disturbance amongst all of those different motions. You know, because motion is something that can cause, like, if you go whooping past something, you know, like when cars in races go and they get behind each other, one will drag along with the other. You know, you can't have those kind of problems, you know. Well, not problem. There's no such thing as, like, and another thing, okay, there are no such things as problems in nature. Nature doesn't have problems. A tornado is not a problem, okay? It's the solution to nature. Nature solves problems. It doesn't create problems. What creates problems is mankind's solutions to something. When there is no problem, they make problems. You know, I mean, that's what happens if you make a problem. And the problems are from, like, a lot of them stem from Hitler telling you that love is the opposite of hate. That's so you keep hating your life all your life. You know, if you hate something, you're always going to choose to have that line. You say, I hate that. So next time you have an experience, you know, that line of electricity of hate is never going to leave your life. If you say, I don't hate anything, I anti-love the hate line. So it's going to fly out of your life. And you'll never have anything you hate in your life ever again, because you don't hate anything. Just anti-love it. And it'll disappear. I anti-love the police. I anti-love the judicial system. I anti-love the Republicans. I mean, you know, there it is. Bye, they're not here. You know, so that's my prerogative. I don't have to have them in my life. I don't choose to live like that. I don't choose to enable something to have the ability and the right and you know, they think it's the right to put their hands on me, strip me down to my skin, stick their finger up my whatever, put me in a box and leave me there as long as they see fit. They can say that whatever's sitting in my pocket is a crime. How is that a crime? It's not a crime for me to put something in my pocket. Who cares what it is? You know, that's insanity. That is insanity. Nobody likes the DMV. Who voted for the DMV? Goodbye, DMV. Goodbye, Mr. License, driver's license. Goodbye. I'm not spending my entire paycheck on a driver's license and registration for some fool to, why do I have to have a number on the back of my car? Do you care if I have a number on the back of my car? Nobody cares. Okay, nobody cares. I mean, geez, man, that's insurance for that much money? You got to be kidding me. I mean, honestly, go somewhere. Go somewhere. No, I'm not paying. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Nobody likes the DMV. Get out of here. Go away. Nobody wants the police here. Even the old ladies. The old ladies don't want you here. The Christians, the preachers don't want you here. The DMV is out. We don't want that no more. Do not love the DMV. Anti-love it. Let it go. Let the police go. Republicans are out of here. They spend all your money on crap. No way. I mean, scientists, thank you God for you. You might get rid of the Republicans. Keep on trucking. Oh, yeah. Let's smash all day long. Smashy. Smashly. Anyways, so yeah. But we're going. So yeah, anyway, I'm getting kind of tired for a minute. So no, time doesn't exist. It just doesn't happen. But oh yeah, yeah. Okay. I love you guys. All right, so I'll talk to you soon. All right, 25 minutes more. I'll probably turn it on in 2 seconds.